Hey man, this one's gonna be a little bit long, so I'm just gonna keep moving, or I'm gonna get in and keep moving. This is a really important one, so it just has to be the way that it is. If I left any of these points out, it just wouldn't be up to snuff. So let's get into it. Um, so I'm gonna mention time one last time. Um, I'm getting much better designs both in hand holding, functionality, and just overall aesthetic. Um, just really up in the game, doing new studies. Programs have gotten updates, so things are going to be cutting edge, so to speak. So consider that, and then this is also, in another way, cutting edge, getting more strategy. So there's a lot more thought and intent put into the planning. So just understand that this is really, really important. These projects now are starting to become long-term projects. It's not the same thing as cost cutting. Cost cutting is an entirely different MO. It's an entirely different process. It's something that if we don't stop, if stopping the bleeding, and I know this is a cliche, but if stopping the bleeding wasn't a quick process, then more people would die. So, you know, this is more long-term stuff, and we've got some really great things coming our way because of it. We're not just putting something together and saying, here it is, and that works to our advantage. So, let me talk about perceptions and control. Consumers think they know what they want, but we get a lot of power, especially because of the emotional triggers. If we're able to play to those, we're able to pitch, position, and sell. And I'll talk a little bit more about that as I get into some other points. It kind of means that we can shape things that we can sell to our advantage. For instance, one thing I'm going to talk about is getting people to book for no reason. That's one area that we would really like to be able, that I get the feeling, I'm in the details, so it's hard to tell, but I get the feeling that booking in the off seasons, like right now, if we were able to book more people right now, I can tell by the way AdWords is working. It's kind of looking like last August was kind of looking even a little bit less so. um, if we were able to book more in our off seasons, that's going to do us a lot of good. So that can come down to pitching, the position and selling that book for no reason, and maybe here's an incentive why. So let me blast through these things so I don't take up too much of your time. Goals. So these are just some baser level goals. I mean, it's called website blueprint, but this is just the beginning stuff. These are just ideas that we need to be privy to moving forward. Mostly me, not really stuff you have to like take notes on or anything, but it's good for you to be privy to it as well. Okay, goals. Make navigation refreshing. So the majority of our competitors' websites, and you can see when I get down into competitors' ideas, I've went over everybody here on the front page for one of our main keywords, animal boarding Indianapolis, which Zionsville Kennel is even a little bit, is a cornfield further out than we are from Indianapolis, but they're still ranking on the top page, very last spot. So I looked at a lot of competitors, and most of the websites they're just not up to snuff. They're not very good. Even a not so great version of what we will be doing or what I have in mind is would still be better than most everything else out there. I did leave a couple up that I want to look at and kind of maybe give you an idea um, of what we're going to be shooting for, and I don't know at what point I'm going to bring that up. I'll bring that up in a minute. Uh, so navigation needs to be refreshing. A lot of our clientele are, they're older, they have money, they're decision makers, they want things to be simple. They didn't grow up with all this stuff around. So, and it's just we can capitalize on the contrast. When other people, when people are looking to get into boarding or looking for, looking at the competition, we want to have a website that's refreshing and feels good to navigate. Whereas, that we can capitalize on the contrast because everybody else's websites suck. Moving on, make booking easy. I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I kind of plan to do with our booking, but making it easy is going to be nice. Make sticky. So a goal is to have the website sticky. So we're going to have click-through rates. That means we're going to get more clicks because of our titles, descriptions, and we're going to make things worded well so that people share them and we end up getting more clicks. And dwell time, titles, text towards the top, things are going to be designed so that more people click and more people stay on page or stay inside the website, and more people share. If it has like coined words, iconic words, people grasp onto that and want to share it. For instance, like Barkefeller's University. People want to share that because it sounds cool. That's the way things go. Um, Moving on, make simple and relevant. So there's more depth to these things that I'm going into. For instance, the Barkefeller's University, when I say that makes sense, yes, that makes sense between you and I, but it also has more layers of depth in that it makes sense for SEO specifically. So does relevance. Is it relevant to search engines? That's another trick of the trade. Making it simple, that for me that works more so for it works for SEO in that if we keep it simple, it just maintains KISS. We keep it simple. We're able to fit more of these bonus points, if you will, in. We'll be able to fit more factors in if we keep things simple. But the main reason we want to keep things simple is for the hand-holding process. We make sure that we capitalize in every way that we can, and to do so, we keep things simple. Incentivize reviews. So this is important for SEO. And we're going about SEO in a white hat way. If you do gray hat or black hat, that's cutting corners and that's not long term. And that's just not, it's not ideal for our business model, and it's not ideal for, in my professional experience, I wouldn't recommend it for a brick and mortar location, a local business. I wouldn't do that, especially given our niche. Most of our competitors really aren't tech savvy. You know what I mean? We're not tech based companies. So if we go the extra mile to do the long term SEO work and treat SEO as an independent thing, not just melded into, it's naturally melded into the website design. But if we also, there's on-page SEO and off-page SEO. So off-page SEO is natural stuff. There's no shortcuts. So Yelp, you think, well, we don't get anything back from Yelp or Yellow Pages or, personally, I want to be on all of them because they're review signals, and that works for SEO. So you might think that you don't get anything back from it, but really what you do is you get prestige, and that works for search engines, and it works long term. So this is more of a long term deal. Social signals, and remember we're talking about incentivizing these things. Several of our competitors do so. Yelp, social signals, other third parties, wherever we can get our name out there. I wouldn't say wherever, it just depends. That's why I say SEO is an entirely independent effort than just the building of the website. Building of the website's mostly just going to involve, maybe the incentivized things for off-page SEO, but mostly on-page SEO, metadata, keyword density, alt tags, the words that pop up when you hover your mouse over images, all that different stuff. Basically, just having your suit and tie pressed on your website, so that way when you show up to the shindig and you start getting those social signals, you get those eyeballs on you, you start pointing attention towards you, you're all well and dressed and that obviously is going to boost your ranking at the event or ball that you're at. I think you follow me there. That's okay. Moving on, establish campaigns. Okay, so I want campaigns, and these are just, everything on here is just ideas. It's just to get us started. So campaigns are ways that we actually intend on capitalizing on the traffic that comes to our website, as opposed to just putting ourselves out there. Think all that colored marketing material that we have up at the front that we don't use, and now we're using new marketing material that gets people to act. So there's it's called call to action, CTA. So there's marketing for the sake of marketing, and that wouldn't fall more in line with CPM, brand recognition, just getting your name out there. But we don't want to do that. We're going to get our name out there no matter what. When we do market, we need to do so with intent, with intent to kill. We want to shoot to kill. We want to get people to act. And so we want to have campaigns on the website. That's big portions of the website. It's not just a way to book, and it's not just a way to represent our brand online. We need to make it functional. We need to make it cash in. Okay, moving down through campaigns. And I'm sorry, I know this is going to be a long one. It just got to do what we got to do. Campaigns. Point number 1, ranking blog articles. Strategic keywords, leaks to sales funnel. So we might have, and blog articles I think they're easier to rank. I believe so. You have more room for creativity, and you have more words to get keywords in and different stuff like that. The way that they're positioned is easier to get links. Like they're more, you can get more social signals. It's just kind of like how blog articles work. They get shared more, the social buttons get used more. It's less that they're perpetuating the brand and more that they're perpetuating the information. It's more organic, it's more genuine. So we're going to capitalize on that. And we're going to do so by, we're not going to have a blog that we continually update and maintain and add new articles. We're going to have a very small strategic blog, maybe with 10 to 15 articles. Probably going to be 5 to 15, somewhere in there. And these articles are, it's not going to be a dynamic website that we're always going to be updating and maintaining. As we move forward, we get more and more on our plate. So it's not going to be something we continually update. It's these articles, and the website in and of itself is going to be really static. And these blog articles are basically going to be strategically designed so that we can rank in areas that our main commercial pages are not going to be ranking. So yes, we might have blog articles on, we might have a blog article that targets the word animal boarding Indianapolis. Absolutely. Why not give it a shot? We might be able to occupy spot number 1 with our homepage and spot number 2 with our blog that talks about animal boarding in Indianapolis. But the main intent for the blog articles is to target other keywords, such as, I'll just have to look into it, but just think keywords where maybe our main commercial pages, such as the home page or the page that individually represents dog boarding, or individually represents training, or individually represents cat play days, or what have you. Those are, or amenities, those are commercial pages. The blog articles are going to target other areas where we want to rank and be in front of prospective clientele, but maybe where our commercial pages might have a tougher time ranking in those areas. Um, for instance, maybe like the word kennel. We might not have a whole lot going on the home page for the keyword kennel. We could very well still rank just because kennel is so well tied in with the keyword boarding, but it still might be tough, and we want to hedge our bets by maybe having a blog article that is all about kennels individually, talking about different types of kennels, differentiating, and it's going to be very thorough, differentiating the difference between like a kennel location and kennel sales, and how kennels are manufactured. And the trick of the trade is to be very thorough, and we're going to be talking all about kennels. So that way, when people, the I get the feeling that the keyword kennel is a little more old fashioned. Oh, let's take our dog down to the kennel. I don't think that people really say that as much anymore. I don't know. I'm not a dog owner, but we want, our clientele's a bit older, so when they type in dog kennels, we want to have our page, everybody's targeting the keyword boarding. We want to have a blog article that, hedges our bets and shows up at the top of the ranking for the keyword kennel, and then leaks back into the top of the sales funnel. So that way, maybe there's people who are out there looking to build their own kennel, and then we convert them. Great. But then there's people who are searching for kennels for so many different reasons, and we want to be in front of them. And we want to link them, and we want to try and drop them in the top of our sales funnel. Okay, moving on. Incentivize front page, above the fold. We don't want to have any mercy here. So, we've got a lot of room to give out deals, and we want to make sure that they're, strategic, and if it's on the front page, right at the top. And I don't see anybody really doing this in a big way, not with big title text. I see like incentives for reviews and get a free whatever. I see small text that says new customers get $25 credit, or they get a free day of boarding, but nobody is really flashy about it and does it in a big way. We need to come out, be bold, present that we have the margins and we're fine. If you're going to offer it, like our competitors, if you're going to offer it during the first boarding reservation, then why not present it in a big way with big title text and a big, picture or whatever? Put it in the video and mention it, put it out there. If you're going to offer it regardless, put it out there. And potentially, use a coupon code. That's just for technical stuff. Moving on, create social media squeeze page with incentive, growth hack for virality. So this would be like a specific page built just for Facebook and other social media. And basically this page wouldn't have really many leaks on it, meaning it wouldn't link out to a bunch of different pages. It would basically just be a squeeze page that sells people on the incentive and gets them in the door. And we also put some different things. There can be like a content locker, email capture, different things that we can do to make people share it. So, okay, so we get them in through Facebook. They come to the page, we lock them in with an exciting incentive, and we say, all you have to do is share this squeeze page. Share this Facebook squeeze page, and you get the incentive. And basically, that just gets people in the door from Facebook. It gets them to share and makes it viral. Okay, moving on. $25 credit for email and SMS capture. I really want to be on that SMS as well. So that way, when Mel wants to do whatever creative flash sale, we can blast out an email and an SMS, and we just say call us and mention whatever thing, or we have a web page where they can punch in the coupon code. Moving on. Backlink incentive. So at one point we can call all of our B2B connections once we've gotten our foot in the door and we've made it a really good connection. We can call these people up, and many more. Maybe even I'm going to do the extra homework and find out maybe even backlinks, and that's when people link to our pages. Maybe even global and national, animal blogs and stuff. That's probably would still help us authority and help us rank. The backlinks help us rank. It points to us as an authority. So basically, we want to have another squeeze page that is organized to offer a Facebook post, an email blast, a homepage icon, which works well for us. We get to show off, it makes us look like an authority when we have on the homepage some icons that just scroll from left to right. You've seen them on different websites that show like these businesses support us, or we have a relationship with them. And a backlink, so we'll have an individualized page that has links where we link out to other businesses. Camp Bow Wow does that. So that is a package that we'll offer as an incentive to get backlinks to our website, which will help us rank. It's a very manual process. It's mostly reaching out to it's mostly headhunting to find out who controls the page, and then reaching out to them manually via email. So it's grueling. Competitors' ideas. Okay. Let me make sure I save here. Competitors' ideas. So this is analysis of their pages and seeing what they do, mostly on the home page, and checking out their reservation process, which most all of them are trash. Competitors' ideas. Frequent flyer MO. Pet Palace uses this. And if you want to check into these, I'm not, for time's sake, I'm not going to pull up each page again and kind of show these off. I'm just going to go over it, and if you want to check it out, you'll see it. Most everything I'm talking about is just homepage analysis. Frequent flyer MO. So when you go to Rickers or a gas station and they give you that card, and you get every 7th pop for free. They do this with their programs, but they're kind of stink. They're kind of hard. That's what everybody does. They always like make it hard to achieve, and I don't like that. That doesn't slide past people nowadays. We're in the age of information. Consumers are becoming intelligent. So I say reduce requirements. If you look on their page, it takes like 14 days of boarding to get 1 free day of boarding. Like, come on. Give them a nibble. Make it a nibble. Make it like a $15, and what you want to do here is get them to book for no reason. If you get them to book for no reason, you reduce the requirements. Say your third booking, your third individualized booking, not your third day, but your third individualized booking is 50% off, or comes with some kind of extra amenity that makes it really fun. So basically, just take what they did with their frequent flyer stuff and just make it better. You know, make it viral, growth hack it, make it intelligent. You know, strategize something better and more achievable, more useful to the consumer. Basically, take what they did and restructure it from the consumer's point of view. Emotional ties. Again, you know, I put in the. If you're curious, I put in the companies here. So, emotional ties. When an owner can imagine what it is they're gonna, and this is why I like the term. This is why the term spa day is so valuable. I understand that it might, you know, attract the wrong, quote unquote, the wrong clientele or what have you, but it does work. It's people just light up, and that's invaluable. I might talk about that a bit down the road. When an owner can imagine what their pet's going to be receiving, we can close. So Pet Palace says grilled steak or chicken. That sounds good. And I do mention spa day right there. When an owner can put themselves in their pet's shoes and delight in the idea, that lets us capitalize on emotional ties. That lets us capitalize on emotional triggers. Moving on, links page. I already went over that. Home run worded amenities near the fold. So Pet Palace, you know, they list all their amenities and different things. If we can do some of that somewhere near the fold, which is basically like, imagine this is the, I just arrived on a home page. Might as well just show you. This is the fold. The bottom of the top of the home page, that's the fold. And everything above the fold is like the most important. You need to be ready to shoot to kill above the fold. You know, get them to do something. Um, Home run. So basically, when we talk about our amenities, let's make sure that it's at least on the website that it's worded really well. And I'll talk more about wording down towards the bottom. Keep booking short, sweet, and clean. Potentially add email slash social $10 to $15 referral discount at the time of checkout. That could basically that adds a growth hacking virality component. When they're checking out, they're basically sold, and if you can offer just like a $5 discount or whatever to get them to click this button that shares the homepage or shares a specific squeeze page that's designed to basically close booking, that kind of thing. Two large reservation buttons. Sleepy Hollow does this. You know, they have the most of the websites have the booking up in the top right hand corner. They actually mentioned it several times throughout, which I wouldn't do several times throughout, but they did have two buttons. There's a button above the fold, and then there's the button in the top right hand corner, and they're big, noticeable buttons. So we have a tiny button. We have a tiny button that says book now, and it's just, you know, it's underwhelming. That's the bottom line. Moving on. Transpo button. So Sleepy Hollow had this as well. They have a button for transportation. That's a good way for us to be able to, you know, we get it near the top, you know, just slightly under, what have you. We can put our transportation line of business on blast. Home run sentenced YTAD. So Camp Bow Wow has like a Y Camp Bow Wow, and it's like a list of 10, and there's a check mark icon for each one, and then it's like a really well worded sentence as to why you should do business with us. So that should be there as well. Above the fold explainer video, Camp Bow Wow does this. Camp Bow Wow shows up as a conglomerate at first. It's an aggregated page for all their locations. and I think in multiple states. You have to click through to get to the individualized page for their Indianapolis Carmel location, and I think they have a location for Fishers as well. But they have a video in the bottom right hand corner, I believe it was, that sort of explains their service. I mean, it's not like an explainer video. It's not like what I would do. Like, I like your video that you made where you talk about the animal den. I'm pretty sure you know which one I'm talking about. That's on the site. I like that one. We would basically just do an updated version of that. Maybe something just a little bit flashier. Maybe just something with more editing and filters, really. Um, they did the whole idea where it's like from the dog's point of view type of thing. But if you watch the video throughout, and it's only like 2 minutes and 40 seconds, it basically, it sort of gets kind of corny and lackluster towards the end. So, they're all about funsy, over the top, whatever. Moving on. First day free at time of reservation. So we really push that. We put that on the forefront. All we have to do is do the extra math. They say do 20% thinking and 80% action. Well, me being in strategy, I say you do 30% thinking and 70% action. If we put that extra time in for the math, then we can always, and you've heard me say this, we can always come out the winner in the end. So being able to offer these things and really push them with confidence is an invaluable, intangible asset that we really need to take the time to calculate and capitalize on. Kennel cams, I don't know how I feel about that. You yourself, in verbatim, I don't know verbatim, but in your own words, you said you didn't like the kennels, you wanted to update them. I don't know how you feel about kennel cams. I don't know if it's even worth it to do. I just know that a lot of people do it. I don't know if one thing maybe like a way to circumvent things would be to just do cams on the external cams, and then basically you just say, oh, we have cams, and you basically take pictures of the cams on the wall and show a few video feeds of how they show the daycare and stuff, and maybe just not even do the kennels. I don't know. I'm really just grazing over that because I didn't want to just not mention it, but I don't know really how I feel about it or if I really care about it. So moving on. Emphasize fun. Camp Bow Wow does that. So, I talk about down the road here, I'm going to talk about market segments. So, that's definitely one. People want to see fun. There's a large sect of people that want to see fun, and when you present that through the content on the website, then you can capitalize on that content marketing. Display prestige and awards near the fold. So I think I have that pulled up. Who does that? Barkafellers. They do a pretty good job with that. I forget the other one showed. I don't know if it was some kind of reward, like an award they had or something. I'm not sure, but it's just another market segment, and I'll talk about the market segments here in a minute. Collect testimonials. Camp Bow Wow. Have them submit. Here's an extra idea. Have them submit the testimonial. Many people collect their testimonials through a form on the website, or they have you just email directly, like how your experience was or what have you. Instead, have them submit their testimonials, like link to Yelp, and say submit your review. Don't say review. Say submit your testimonial. At such and such location. And that location can then, we both get the testimonial as well as we get extra review signals. So There's an extra creative idea for that. Book for no reason. This is what I was talking about earlier. Positioning. We want to, we in the website on the homepage near the top. We want to set the tone of you need to be booking in the off seasons, and here's a laundry list of reasons why, and we get the wording set up to where now in their mind they're like, okay, yeah, this is gonna work great for when I'm out of town, but it's also cool, like, oh, I love you, dog X. I think this weekend I'm going to book you a stay with the Animal Den so that you can have fun with your buddies, have a good playtime, and get pampered. You know what I mean? Position it, pitch it, and sell it. So here's their wording. Is probably Camp Bow Wow. Many pet parents bring their dogs to camp for no other reason than to let them run out their energy in our safe, fun environment and socialize with other furry friends. So we start taking our lines of businesses, our lines of business, and we push them outside the realms of necessity. And in that way, we can use our content marketing and brand strategy or marketing strategy to um, grow sales, essentially. Moving on, simple page by page reservation system. So I'm kind of feeling like we're not gonna do we're not gonna do an external. We're not gonna use a third party booking application, and I don't think we're gonna use a WordPress widget either. We're actually just gonna do it page by page. So maybe I can show you this real quick. It's probably Camp Bow Wow, which they're up. Their website's worth a show as well. Yeah, see their stuff's pretty good. Okay, so let's go to make a reservation. Okay, you see, this isn't hard to do. Returning customer, new customer. It's just a button. All right, so let's say new customer, and I didn't look at this in depth. That's just anchor text that makes that scroll happen, piece of cake. And then these again are just buttons, and then that button takes you to a web page, and the web page has a form on it, and then the form comes in, it's emailed to whatever email is plugged into the front desk, and the front desk works their black magic with it. So not difficult to do. In fact, let's just check this out together. Let's see, returning customer. Uh, let's say dog daycare. Yeah, see, these are just different forms. It's sleek, slick, simple. It's what we're going to do. It's going to be 10 times more reliable than the junk we're using now. And I'm sorry to call it junk. It's just like, that's a third party. It's not you or I. It doesn't have anything to do with the company. It's just we're going to bigger and better places. Now is probably a good time to just take a look. Well, I'll finish. Let me finish here. Facility highlights, so 5 points, which has a terrible website. But at the top, the number one thing they mention is their facility, and they link out to an internal page. Basically, we would just have it on the homepage. The site in and of itself is going to be quite small. I'm very into single page designs so that all the information that is relevant to all market segments is right there available on the front page. So they basically just, have some well-worded facility highlights. They made some updates due to new incoming business, and they put that on blast up front. Moving on, sell pain points. Add in book for no reason, ideal. Basically, you can see that in their copy right at the top. They do the classic selling tactics of presenting pain points that are relevant to most consumers, and they basically say that you can alleviate those pain points by doing business with us. So we want to sell pain points. We're gonna hit all of these angles, so it's really cool. Um, Specials section. Pet Suites does this. They offer little deals like $5 off grooming, and they have cute little icons for them. They're like little. They almost look like little cutout coupons you could do. So offering these little silly deals is a big thing, obviously, to our demographic. Something like a special section would really work well, because I mean these gals are coupon clipping. Let's face it. This is something that would resonate. Moving on, the TAD experience. So that's going to be another section on the homepage. I like that. Just kind of like an end-to-end way to talk about the experience, and we might even do it in the video. I like the idea of having the little above the fold video. So basically, we present big title text and capitalized. I mean, we'll get it together. Homepage chat. The only person who does this is Barkafellers. But it's something that we're going to be doing. This could put a lot more pressure onto front desk. We're just going to be doing what we need to be doing, and we'll acclimate as we go. Extraordinary wording. Barkafellers does this. Near the top on the homepage, they use words like luxurious, lavish, accommodations, spacious, Barkafellers University, and share your story. So that's well worded. Homepage, follow us, so we get people to engage with our social media outlets from the homepage. Again, spa. The only person I saw to touch on this is Good Dog Hotel. Do we need to push cat stays? Because I typically don't see. I see maybe 2 or 3 cats in there at a time. The price points are good, so it's profitable, and we're the only cat groomer in town. Maybe we could get more business and keep those kennels full by pushing pamper play days. The idea for both dogs and cats is to push unnecessary business. Let's push the envelope and get people to see us as let's get them to make frivolous purchases with us. We have all the emotional ties and triggers in the world to do so. Many people are apt to saying, well, it's not really necessary unless I'm going out of town. And even then, it might not be it might not really be necessary. But many other people believe the opposite. So let's capitalize on that and get people in the door more often in the off seasons. And we can do so through content marketing and incentives. Write a review and earn a free day. This is just an example of incentivizing reviews. Good Dog Hotel does that. Sell caring. Good Dog Hotel does that. They use words like compassionate, attentive. These different points of view hit different market segments. So you understand what I'm talking about. Some want care, some want fun, some want pamper, some want security, some want notoriety and prestige. Sell it all on the homepage. Push adoption. So that's good. Heavy emotional triggers that makes us look great. You've got to be open to new ideas that I present, because it's not, when I present things, they're not surface level. There's many layers of depth. Even in the most off stuff that seems like, why would we even consider this? Or, no, we don't get anything back on it. There's more to it. So, heavy, heavy emotional triggers that makes us look great. And you can always ask, what are the layers? Very easily could create lifetime customers. People are so passionate about adoptions, and to see us push that does so much for not just the emotional stuff, not just the notoriety, not just the brand, but it has the potential to create a crazy amount of loyalty. I don't know if there would be any other like niche, whether it's business related stuff or weight loss or whatever it is. I don't think that you could have a better opportunity to create lifetime customers. People that, like, no matter what stupid thing we did or if we messed up in some way, well, you know what, they push adoption, so I'm with them until it's all been said and done. So it creates a crazy amount of loyalty, and could be a really, really great source of backlinks. Think about all of the B2B stuff we wouldn't consider, that we might on the surface level think that's a dumb idea. We don't want to be affiliated with those people. Well, actually, we might want to, because there are strategic ways to circumvent the negative things. For instance, like pounds and stuff. Like some of that stuff we don't want to be affiliated with, we just put it on a different page, but we still get the backlinks. So adoption stuff could be a great source of backlinks. They would, we didn't have to even incentivize that. We just call them up and say, hey, look, we'll link out to you, or we'll put you in the mix somewhere, or we'll put a blast or whatever. We might incentivize it or whatever. But we could get them to link to us. And I mean, think how powerful those links would be. So when I put something on the table, there are many angles and many layers to it. And so we need to be open to certain stuff like this, because like I said, 30% thought, we can find ways to circumvent negative things, and that's how you capitalize on big things that competitors are not. Stay away from corny crap. Good Dog Hotel, their website is not very good. At the bottom, they have this thing where it says, this site is Tiki approved. You know what I mean? And that's cute and cheeky, but does it really do anything? And I mean, it definitely, with, it definitely doesn't, I mean, it just looks corny. If you go to their website and check it out at the bottom, you'd see. Instead, maybe try, if anything at all, try something slicker. Maybe just in the wording. You know, one market segment wants fun. Maybe during in the places in the copywriting where we're focusing on fun, also make things funny. Do fun and funny simultaneously, and that's how you can strategically capitalize on both opportunities. Can we get that on wording? The last thing is Zionsville Kennel. They use great photos. And in fact, I love their website the most out of all of them. However, we're going to use them and their good website and their niche to our advantage by breaking away from the country ranch niche to the full-blown commercial. So we're going, at least on the website, we're going to break away from the small-time country ranch, the dirty, muddy, lake, whatever getaway, which I love. But you know what? We're going to break away from it, and we're going to play the big boy game. So that's essentially what we're going to do there. We're going to use differentiation and contrast to our advantage. Whereas they're going to be, the cute corner to tuck away in, we're going to be the big boy right next door. So who do you want to do business with? You want to do business with the cute, cuddly, ranch-style getaway over here? No problem. That's great. We'll see you again in 6 months when you change your mind. to play games with the big boy. Yeah, Zionsville Kennel was cute that one time, but you know, I'd also like to try because they're so professional and la da 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 da. Okay, so just looking at these websites, so we're gonna kind of do. I love this website the most, but we're gonna break away from this, and we're gonna go big boy. And this is big boy Camp Bow Wow, um, but it's a little too much. There's a little lack of direction. You can see that they put a lot of flash in, and they kind of sacrifice direction. You know, it's great to talk about all this stuff, but you sort of sacrifice the hand holding. I mean, are prospects really going to get into all of this? So, what we're aiming for is a compromise between this and this. This is more so geared up for, you know, the wording is organized. You see there's a paragraph here and a paragraph here. And if you're interested in this, you read about this. If you're interested in this, you read about this. If you're interested in this, you read about this. There's more hand holding. Flash, hand holding. Flash, hand holding. And we're going to do a compromise between the two, and we're going to break away from the small time stuff. So you see what I mean. All right, that wraps it up for this video. I know it was a long one, but it's important. So I'll talk to you soon.